Okay, so now that we have the case ejection for the firearm setup, we want to go ahead and go to our, well, basically make a audio. So when we shoot, we have the firearm, well, what do you call it? Play the sound. And also, I do want to fix a issue with the BAR that I did not realize at the time. So let's go to our BAR fire empty. And in our fire empty, we don't actually want to have anything happen. So no case eject. So let's delete that because the bolt just goes closed because there is no rounds left. So that's all I wanted to do there. And we're also going to have to make a correction to where it doesn't fire in that context as well. So we'll have to potentially figure that out at some point. Regardless, let's go to effects and make a new folder called audio and a new folder in that called gunshots. So inside of here, we want to make a new meta sound source. So MSS underscore gunshot. Open that on up. And we want to first make a wave player. And we're just going to use mono. So out mono and on finished to on finished. For the wave asset, we can select a sound, but I want to make this random because my specific pack that I have here for each gunshot has 5 different variations. So I want to create a random get wave asset array. So for this, we're going to plug in the input, so on play to next, and on next to play, then value to the wave asset. So now we can create a graph input. I'm not entirely sure what a graph variable is, like what the differences are or how to control it, but I'll have to look more into that. I've only ever used Metasounds today for like 5 minutes. So we have the in array. Let's add a graph input. And let's call this gunshots. So in here, because I know I have 5 elements, I want to add, or 5 sounds, I want to add 5 elements. So 5, select the first one, second one, third, fourth, and fifth. So when I hit save and hit play, you can hear we have different sounds playing. So that's all we're going to have for this meta sound currently. I would like to expand it in the future, maybe add some reverb because we are indoors. So, if you're up here, very little reverb. If you're in here, very little. If you're in here, a lot. So something kind of like that. So I'll just have to learn about how to do all that. And then same thing, handling distance and all that stuff. So now that we have that, we want to go to our firearm.h. And we don't want to play this sound on animation. So what I mean by that is previously for our visual effects, what we ended up doing was, let me head over to the weapon for the 1911, is we are spawning a particle effect every time we, swipe past this point in the animation. We could do this on, to play the sound because there is a play sound notify. However, one thing I do not really like about that, let me just go to the pawn for this, is if I search for, let's just do play sound at location and go to this function. So we're in gameplay statics. One thing we will see is I do have to find it, but there is a create component. So this right here. So let's start from the top. So we have the create component in create sound 2D. We have the create component right here in spawn sound at location. And we have the create component in spawn sound attached. I was trying to go back. So it ends up being ultimately just more expensive. And because the construction of the component for every single shot, especially in full auto, is going to be quite frankly on the slower side. So just a lot more work to do on that initial frame, especially given this is a game where you're probably going to be in full auto and you're going to be sending around, a lot of shots. So let's make a new U property of T object pointer and add a U audio component. And let's just call this one the Gunshot audio component. Go to the constructor and create default subobject of U audio component. And we'll give it the name of Gunshot audio component. So let's go ahead and include this, which is under components, audio component.h. And this is a scene component, so it exists in the world. So we want to go ahead and set up attachment to the firearm mesh component. And for us, we're going to use the socket s underscore muzzle. So I don't like hard coding this. So at some point, we're going to have to kind of declare it in one spot like we've done other things. So let's actually just do that now. So in the core module.h, we are defining these sockets. Let's duplicate and call one of these the muzzle socket. And we'll just define it to s underscore muzzle. So that's fine. The other alternative, because we do have a muzzle component, is to just not do this, and which we may do this actually, and move it every time we shoot. So let's change the socket name to, what did I call it? Muzzle socket. Like so. So that means we need to include the core module.h. Like so. Okay. So we have our audio component. It is set up. And the only thing we want to do now is just play the sound. So let's go to our on fire. Let's go ahead and grab our audio component. So Gunshot audio component, and simply call play. And that will fire off whatever sound we defined in here. So the only thing we need to do now is just give it a sound. So let's head to our PDA firearm, and let's go down to the fire portion right here. So let's copy, paste, and this is going to be a T soft object pointer of the type U sound base. So let's call this one the Gunshot sound, and change the asset bundles to audio. So once we've done that, we need to load in this audio asset bundle. So in our constructor of the firearm, here we have bundles to load. Let's also add an additional element called audio. So we have animation and audio as the bundles we want to load. So that should be pretty much good to go there. So I am curious, we could subclass or change the class to only include meta sounds, which probably wouldn't be the worst idea. So let's remove that node, close the editor, and we'll just restart. So we'll leave it as a U sound base, so that way we can select, pretty much anything. Okay, once we are back in the editor, let's go to our data assets, weapons, and load the 1911 data asset. Now we can head down to our fire category and set the gunshot sound to be our MSS gunshot sound, so our meta sound, and press play. Okay, so we had some complaints there that went away until the mesh was loaded. So when I shoot, we are also not hearing anything. So we should have our gunshot audio component, and I forgot to set the sound. So let's go ahead and do that. So firearm.cpp, and I'm actually going to go ahead and get rid of the attaching to the muzzle socket. No, we'll leave it. It's just going to spam warnings for the time being. So we want to go to our on bundles loaded. So Here's our DA construction, and here's on bundles loaded. Once they have been loaded, what we want to do is grab the Gunshot audio component and set the sound. So that sound will be the get PDA firearm gunshot sound dot get. And once we've done that, we should hopefully have, well, gunshot sounds. Okay, press play. And there we go. So we now have some gunshots. However, we need to do this for the BAR and everything else because we have no sounds playing. So let's just go to all of them. So BAR, BAR, STG, STG, and Thompson, Thompson. If you have more firearms, which I don't know if I'm going to be adding more, feel free to go ahead and add them accordingly. So we want the MSS gunshot sound to be on all of them. Then we can save all, and now we should have it. So 1911 is good, BAR is good, STG is good, and Thompson is also good. So the only thing we're going to end up probably changing is removing the attaching to the muzzle socket, so that way we can do some different logic. Part of the reason being, it's kind of hard to hear because it is quite a loud shot, but it is also following the muzzle. So we may end up leaving it because one of my thoughts was to have it be positioned basically anytime it is used to where it's supposed to be. So what I mean by that is, let me actually go to the player pawn, and I could be wrong on this, but I'm just vaguely remembering. If we select one of the scene components, so we'll just say the, I don't know, let's search for the audio component. So our audio component, there should be something regarding the attached to parent. So auto manage attachment. So as you can read here, of course I can't move my mouse down, but if this is true, we should automatically use the auto attach to parent when played and detach from our parent when playback is completed. So this will make the overall cost of this component cheaper because it is not going to be attached when we're not playing the sound, basically. So let's say for the 1911, we spawn in, the audio component will not be attached to the firearm. Then, once we perform a shot, it will then be attached. And then once the sound has completed, it will become detached again. So we want to set this up as a simple optimization. So let's close the editor and go to our constructor. So we can grab the audio component and set up the auto attach parent. So the auto attach parent in this case, so the component we will automatically attach to when activated if B auto manage attachment is true. We want to set that to be the firearm mesh component. And I don't know if there's any sort of socket. There is, so auto attach socket name. Let's do the same thing. So gunshot audio attachment. Auto attach socket name is going to equal muzzle socket. So from here we can actually remove the setup attachment and just replace it with the, I guess by default, probably nothing. So it's not really attached to anything. Then next up, we want to enable it. So it was called the B auto manage attachment. So B auto manage attachment equals true. So let's give this a try and just see what happens. Okay, once we are back inside of the editor, let's just press play. So we get no warnings. Let's look for that component. So gunshot auto component or audio component is at the word origin. And then once I shoot and look at the audio component, you can see it's right there at the muzzle. And then as I move, we can see it has reset itself back to the word origin. So it actually just didn't update the gizmo. So what happens is I will shoot, go to the audio component, which is right at the muzzle, and if I reselect it, you can see it's back at the world origin. So it detaches itself, because one of the more expensive parts of Unreal, especially on tick, basically every frame, is going to be the managing of scene components. So as you move, they move with you. So even this little procedural animation that is moving, this is something like your idle sway that is going to be updating the position of all your components. So your audio component, your Niagara component, basically everything. So that's where that optimization is pretty useful. So that's just one of them, but that's going to be the same for every firearm that the player has equipped. That is just one less component when they are not shooting that is not having to be updated. And we're going to use the exact same setup for future Niagara systems, such as, well, we can do the case ejection, we can do that via code, we can do the muzzle particles such as muzzle flash and smoke, we can do that, and everything the same way. So hopefully that was useful, and I will see you in the next video. If you like what I'm doing and you want to help support me, you can find a link to my Patreon in the description below where you can get early access to this entire series.